If it's the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, it can only mean one thing. Welcome to Cleveland, Ohio. Welcome, fans. Thanks for joining us for this Friday night edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. With Greg Anthony and Brent Barry, this is Kevin Harlan. We'll be hearing from David Aldridge on the sideline. DA, it's all yours.
Well, Kevin Love has dramatically improved his perimeter shooting over his career, but he said, I've tried not to fall in love with it too much. Where I'm going to make my money is also rebounding. That's a stat I always look at because it can help a team win even when the shot's not falling. Kevin?
Great attitude. His work inside, a big part of it, DA. Thanks. And now a chance to take a look at some numbers for Nance.
And the stat to look at is his steal total over the last 5 games. He's been focusing more on his defense, trying to be a disruptor, and it's made them a lot tougher on D.
Here are the starters for Milwaukee. Giannis is the 4 with Lopez the 5. The backcourt comprised of Bledsoe and Matthews. And it's Middleton in at the 3. And for the Cavaliers, Nance and Thompson are up front. Garland is out there with Exum. And it's Osman in at the 3.
Now, the name of the game for the Bucks is defense. Very tough at the rim and challenging shooters. They have good length, obviously, out there on the wings, let alone Giannis all by himself. But defense, a big reason why last year they were able to collect 60 wins.
Now, here's Exum. The shot, no good. And Milwaukee the other way now. And Brent, with this Bucks defense, when they're locked in, they're tough.
Well, not only do they defend, they had the best effective field goal percentage against last year. They seal off the defensive possession with the rebound. They were a top rebounding team, second in blocks in the league. As a whole package, the Milwaukee Bucks present a unique problem. Good on defense and hard to match up with Giannis on the other side offensively.
Oh, perfect timing there to knock down the teardrop.
Nance against Giannis. Near the three-point line, it's Bledsoe. And it's good off the back of the rim and in.
Bledsoe knows he's got the green light there to just rise up and shoot it. He did it there.
Exum finds Nance. Here's Garland. Knocked loose. 6 to shoot. Matthews with the steal. Here's Bledsoe. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
Bledsoe going to the inside has no problem at his size getting in and drawing contact.
The Bucks shooting their first shots from the stripe in this game.
Yeah, looking over their percentage on the season, I think they will be thrilled with the number in terms of their free throw percentage, 79.
The first one falls. And Brent, when you watch Eric Bledsoe go to the rim, you just have to admire what an incredible finisher he is.
Well, Bledsoe, I think, has always relied on the fact that his physical stature, not in terms of his height at 6'1", but his width and strength allows him to go in there and be a bit of a bulldog, to get contact and to make things happen. So never has shied away from that.
And Eric Bledsoe drops them both.
And for the Cavs, their #1 goal is to identify a young superstar to build around.
Yeah, they've had a nice collection here of guys that they hope step up and step out. Cleveland's only 2 Rookie of the Year award winners have been LeBron James and Kyrie Irving. Franchise changers hard to find.
Here's Osman coming off a stellar performance against Orlando. Can't get it to fall, and he's missed the second after making his first. Antetokounmpo passes to Middleton. Here's Lopez. Good, and the assist goes to Middleton. The Cavaliers have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. Here's Garland. Up again. Kept alive. And the rejection by Giannis. Middleton outside. Passes to Lopez. It's rebounded by Cleveland. They lost the last time they faced the Bucks. That one in Milwaukee.
Yeah, in this game, they'll want to approach things a little differently, I think. Got blown out last time due to being a little too aggressive on the defensive side.
Yeah, and that led to a few of their key guys spending long stretches of the game on the bench because of foul trouble. Hard to find yourself back in a rhythm when you do that.
Here's Bledsoe. Tristan Thompson picking up that last bucket. No good from Bledsoe.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be, because he is so strong in the paint.
We talk a lot about confidence, and Larry Nance Jr., I believe, has a quiet confidence about the way he goes about his business.
Bledsoe outside. And we're approaching about 3.5 minutes played in the first quarter. The jump hook, and Brook Lopez, the bucket on the assist from Eric Bledsoe. Lopez has got his second bucket of the game to go. The Cavaliers trail by 4. Garland kicks to Osman. And the 3 off target.
Yeah, he's not very hard to defend right now. This is when the defense might step back and let him try to find his range.
The putback. Here's Antetokounmpo, and at last they get one to fall. Antetokounmpo's got his second bucket of the night. The Cavaliers shooting a pretty distressing 27% here in the early minutes. Garland the pass to Osman. To the middle. Pass to Exum. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Cleveland needs to get a shot off here. They get it back, and so the ball goes out of bounds. Lopez touched it last.
And a moment now to look at the numbers for Garland. He's right around 13 points a night, 7 assists, and 2 rebounds. And he's done his share of the work for the team, definitely making an impact.
Well, the numbers, if you look at them, impressive all the way around, and he's not letting the team down.
Now here's Thompson. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against Orlando.
And how about the job he did rebounding as well, guys? I mean, just a dominant performance on the glass.
Here's Bledsoe. 6-point lead. Gets it to go from beyond the arc.
Unselfish play there by Bledsoe. Does a great job scanning, noticing somebody's open, get them the ball.
They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Nance, and the rejection by Antetokounmpo. Bledsoe passes to Middleton. Almost, but it rolls out. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Chris Middleton. That is his first foul of the game. Cleveland's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Timeout is called. First of the game for the Cavaliers. Plenty of games still ahead, Brent. Some discussion about shortening the regular season. You think that's going to happen?
I don't think it's going to happen.
Would you like to see it happen?
I like there's some percolating ideas out there that it might, and the idea of a 70-game season to me, it sounds really healthy. It sounds healthy for the players.
Healthy's a great word to use.
It sounds healthy for the coaching staff. It sounds healthy for the league, and it sounds healthy for the competition that you're going to get. Those 70 games, that would be some elevated play throughout the course of a regular season.
That's a great number. Now, here's Garland. Chris Middleton unable to get his last shot to go. And out of bounds. The Cavaliers will take it. The Cavaliers trail by 9. Pass to Garland. Back to Thompson. And the pass to Osman. And Garland has it in the corner. 5 on the clock. They could use a bucket. And it's sent back by Bledsoe.
6'1" guard. Bledsoe up there with the block. Wow.
Cavaliers making a switch here. Sexton's checked in. Bucks leading by 9. It's stolen by Nance, and here they come. By himself, throws down the breakaway jam.
The hands, the anticipation. Nance Jr., a great job there, reaching out, tapping that ball away for the steal.
Middleton outside. Now Matthews still looking for his first bucket in this one. Bledsoe kicks to Giannis. Off target there. That would have pushed the lead to double digits. And now the fast break Exum with the ball. No one covering.
Now looking better and better from that range is Colin Sexton.
Down low. And the dunk by Lopez.
Not the kind of aggressive defense they need to cut into the lead.
Yeah, you have to protect the rim, Greg, a little better.
Good job to recognize the opportunity. That's just very solid offense.
Here's Exum after the basket by Milwaukee. To the right side. Shot clock at 6. Sexton with it. Now guarded by Middleton. They get it again. And there's Thompson putting it right back in.
Now that's what Tristan Thompson does best, just working the glass and working the D over.
Now here's Bledsoe. A really disappointing game for him in that loss to Atlanta. Drops in the tray. Middleton's got a pair of threes now in the first quarter for Milwaukee.
And he's really been working to get those looks, and it's starting to pay off here early on.
And so it's Cleveland with it. They trail by 7. They come into this one having outplayed the Magic last game.
And boy, how they were able to come back in the fourth quarter of that game. Being down as much as they were made it a really special win.
So fun to watch Larry Nance Jr. get up and be in flight.
And here's Bledsoe. He's been playing a big part of their offensive scheme, averaging around 15.5 points a game. Over in the corner, Antetokounmpo. Good, and Bledsoe gets the assist. Bledsoe's got 5 assists tonight.
And the story here, Kevin, early on is how well they've shot the basketball.
Cleveland's gone just 1 of 4 from three-point range here in the first. Timeout called, Cleveland. Brent, for so long we've talked about the potential of what Giannis can do when he reaches his prime. 27 and 13 last year is a pretty good jumping off point.
Winning an MVP award for Giannis at 24 years of age, and knowing that most of the prime years for NBA players are starting to happen between 27 and 30. That's a scary thought, isn't it, Kevin? 4 or 5 years more of growth from Giannis Antetokounmpo and what he can do at that position. If that jump shot comes along, we may be seeing an all-time great develop throughout his career in the next decade.
Looking at who's out there now for the Cavaliers. Ante Zizic is checked in for Tristan Thompson. Love comes in for Larry Nance. And it's Matthew Dellavedova in for Exum. Now here is Hills. Ilyasova dishes to Korver. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. The Cavaliers trail by 8. Here's Osman. A look at his stats. He averages a bit over 8 points a game. Outside Hill. It's good. And he makes his first shot of the game.
Defensively, they've got to pick up the intensity. Hard to win surrendering this high a field goal percentage.
Looking at the last game for the Bucks, it was a loss to the Atlanta Hawks.
The failure to make shots on a consistent basis, that's going to put you behind the 8 ball all night.
Well, the defense against them had a little something to do with it, but you still got to go out there. You got to find a way to get good looks. You got to keep working the system, and quite frankly, they just couldn't do that.
Their play on both ends has been superb. We'll see if they can maintain the momentum.
Like tonight, that all the hustle plays have meant so much to this team. Now just sustain some of that energy and keep comfortable.
And so it's Cleveland with it after the basket by Milwaukee. Sexton with it. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against Orlando. And the shot goes down.
They are just killing them on the interior.
And so he'll bring it up for the Bucks. It's a 10-point game. Out to the right wing. Bledsoe for three. Good, and it's Hill picking up the assist. And it's 7 points for Eric Bledsoe.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
Well, Cleveland shooting 33% here in the first quarter. Osman, the pass to Dellavedova. Teardrop shot. It's deflected.
Yeah, Ilyasova, with the length he has on those arms of his, he got to the ball.
Draws contact on the shot, and now a three-point play chance as he'll head to the line.
Attacking the rack to great effect.
Well, Ersan Ilyasova, a bit of a journeyman in the NBA, Greg, the last handful of seasons.
Good motor on the glass, and he can chip in for a 20-point game every so often.
That free throw good from Ilyasova. Brent, you know, the moving screen is one of those very difficult judgment calls, isn't it?
It's a tough one, Kevin, but what you look for all the time in replays when you see that call, it's almost like the salsa. I'm looking at the hips and the feet. If the feet are too wide, and Kevin Garnett was the biggest problematic moving screen setter that I ever saw, being 6'11" and spreading out those sticks of his. But if the feet go wider than the shoulder, impossible. And then the hip move as the defender is moving around the screener, just enough of a nudge for him not to be able to catch up.
Yes.
Those are the ones where the referees, I think, are most in tune to in order to blow the whistle.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today, ending with a basket coming off a pretty pass?
The Cavaliers trail by 15. Dellavedova, the pass to Zizic. 58 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. Here's Sexton. Offline with his three. Bucks leading by 15. Passes it to Hill. Stolen by Dellavedova. Drops in the breakaway layup.
Dellavedova, feisty, gets in there, gets the steal, and then gets it ahead.
Milwaukee's gone 4-6 from long range here early on. Bledsoe passes to Ilyasova. Fades back. And it's Zizic with the rebound.
They've been beating them to a lot of those loose balls and rebounds here to start.
Love can't hit. And here is Dellavedova. And out of bounds as the Bucks gain possession. There's 14 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Hill looking around. Pass to Connaughton. Three-pointer. That one misses. And so it's the Milwaukee Bucks. 13 points up at the end of the period. Defensively, they have gotten after it, contesting every shot going up. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Well, there are a lot of letters that go into the spelling of Giannis Antetokounmpo's last name. He helped set the record straight of how you pronounce it.
The Nigerian way, you gotta say with a D, so it's Antetokounmpo. But in the Greek way, you say with the NT, like Antetokounmpo. Whatever you got, just say, you know, it's Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Seems easy enough, right?
I guess so. I think a lot of people are going to stick with Giannis or the Greek Freak.
And so far through one quarter, it's been a lopsided game. We'll see if that changes here in the second. And for the Bucks here, they've been putting a show on, guys.
coming in hot. They were sharp from the perimeter right out of the gate.
They just couldn't seem to know what it was that they needed to do and how to stick them from outside. The defense pretty lost.
We've got Kevin Love. Matthew Dellavedova is out there with Colin Sexton. Then it's John Henson, and it's Osman in at the 3 spot. That's the 5 for Cleveland right now. And here is Hill, following the 3-pointer by Kevin Love. Pass to Connaughton. Now Korver, still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. 6 on the shot clock. Lopez kicks to Korver. The Cavaliers pull it in.
Well, mid-range is where he makes the money. So when the D's slow to get out on him, always surprising to see him miss from there.
Garland, he's checked in for Cleveland. Love against Lopez. To the inside. Whistle blows. Basket is good. So a chance here for a 3-point play.
Yeah, Love can scan the floor. He's always looking for the late cutter and patient with that decision.
Well, a fantastic year for the Bucks, and the future looks bright for this franchise.
A new arena in Milwaukee, a new practice site. First-year coach Mike Budenholzer changing the entire philosophy of what they did offensively and ending up in an MVP award for one Giannis Antetokounmpo. The fans showed up. A lot of excitement for the Milwaukee Bucks in the years to come.
And last year, not only did the Cavs fail to return to the finals, they only won 19 games.
Yeah, and they won 50 games the year before without Kyrie. That's how much LeBron James meant to this franchise. He defines the word irreplaceable.
Now here's Korver. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. 4 on the shot clock. Tries from 16. And Henson pulls it down. The Cavaliers trail by 7. That's a 2 from Dellavedova. And it's Connaughton with the rebound.
Well, he wants that one over again. I guarantee that. Nobody's even in the neighborhood.
Hill, count the bucket. And he's got a free throw coming up as well.
That was pretty clever right there, knowing how to finish. And you knew the contact was coming from somewhere.
Well, George Hill, the veteran guard, doesn't produce at the volume he once did. Still, he brings a lot of value to a team.
Free throw drops for Hill. And for Hill, Greg, he's a great veteran leader who brings value to a playoff-bound team.
You know, Hill has a game that is effective even when he's not scoring. His leadership and defense will make him a welcome addition to any roster, even as his numbers fade.
Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sideline.
Well, guys, Giannis Antetokounmpo is the reigning MVP. He's the second Bucks player to win it since Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. And he's the 3rd youngest MVP in league history. Kevin, he's just scratching the surface of what he'll do in this league.
You said it, DA, and some good facts in your report, too. Thank you. And the Bucks with possession here after Cleveland got the 3-pointer. The tray. Bucket number 3. He's a perfect 3 for 3 to start.
Well, getting payback there from the 3-point line. George Hill squares it up.
They get a hand on it. Now here is Dellavedova. He's got 5. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. Brent, certain players make everyone around them better. Talk about some of those guys who will do that at the very highest level.
The interesting thing about today's game, Kevin, is it's not always the point guard position. I think in the past we thought 2 ways. The point guard, who has the ball in his hands, finding guys for them to make shots. And then through the 80s and 90s, it was low post players who were getting double teams and initiating some offense. Nowadays, it's a lot of wing guys. And it's guys like Kawhi Leonard. It's guys like LeBron James, Kevin Durant. Throw Draymond Green in there with his ability to pass the ball. Jokic in there with his ability to pass the ball. It's all happening around the three-point line and getting into the gaps. So they look a little bit different, the initiators, in today's game.
Exum, he's checked in for the Cavaliers. And then for Milwaukee, Lopez, he's checked in for Lopez. Giannis comes in for Ilyasova. And Middleton subbed in for Kyle Korver. And he can't hit the second.
An 86% foul shooter for his college career. Dellavedova hasn't been quite that consistent at the pro level.
And just tacks a few more points onto their lead with the tomahawk.
That's bringing it down hard. The Cavaliers trail by 11. And here is Garland. He's still scoreless so far in this one. The pass to Love. To the paint. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. That's on Brook Lopez.
Well, the Milwaukee Bucks are just so strong in and around the paint.
Well, so good last year. The team was 3rd in points in the paint themselves and 1st in points in the paint allowed last year. That means they got in there and then they defended it well. Tough as nails defensively, causes a lot of problem for teams who rely on chippies around the basket to get themselves on the offensive flow.
Shooting 2.
That free throw, no good.
Yeah, in this quarter, they've had the right approach, driving and drawing, initiating contact, create opportunities, get to the line.
Looking at who's out there now for the Cavaliers. Tristan Thompson, he's checked in for Love. And it's Nance in for Matthew Dellavedova. And he sinks the second.
Whether as a starter or a defensive asset off the bench, Henson's willing to play whatever role the team needs him to.
Here's Antetokounmpo. He's coming off a 25-point game against Atlanta.
And he also made his presence felt on the defensive side as well. 3 block shots were registered in that game.
Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
After leading the Bucks to an incredible year, Giannis Antetokounmpo wins the most valuable player trophy. A very emotional speech that night talking about his family and his brother and the impact they have. But really, how about the impact he's had on the Milwaukee Bucks franchise and what kind of aspirations they have on the shoulders of this young Greek talent.
First one falls for him. Last season, Brent, Giannis played like he knew he was the best, even finishing off dunks by yelling, "I'm the MVP."
Wow, you do that well, Kevin. Yeah, Giannis was incredible, and I like the fact that throughout the course of the season, there seemed to be laser focus on every night, competing and getting better. He's just shouldering the responsibility of this entire franchise, and I'm looking forward to see where his game goes from here.
He can't get that one to fall. And Milwaukee will come the other way. At one point, they led by 16. Following this one, they get to host the Hornets. That game marks the first half of a quick 2-game homestand.
Every night, there's something that Giannis does on the floor where you just have to put your hands on your head. Wow, what a move.
Passes to Henson. Cleveland moving the ball around. Oh, and there's the alley-oop. And slam dunk by Henson.
And maybe that'll trigger them. Impossible not to get pumped up after that.
Yeah, well, you could see the immediate reaction of the guys on the bench. They are pumped up. Now, here's Antetokounmpo. 10 points for him. Here's Connaughton. Back to Antetokounmpo. Milwaukee needs to get off a shot here. Lopez, no luck. And it's Exum with the ball, who will bring it up for Cleveland. They trail by 11. Stolen by Garland.
Yeah, that's got them over the limit with a lot of time still left. They're going to have to tone it down, or they may end up giving up a lot of free throws here.
Cleveland shooting their 6th and 7th free throw attempts tonight.
shooting 2.
He misses the free throw. Matthews, he's checked in for Pat Connaughton. And the second free throw, good.
And after winning the Eastern Conference 4 straight seasons, that streak ended for the Cavs last year.
Well, the loss of that kind of star usually launches a rebuild, and so Cleveland doing it again, either through trade or free agency, trying to rebuild what this team is going to be about in the future. And now bringing in a college coach in John Beilein, you wonder if this young group can adopt that sort of collegiate mentality and bring that kind of enthusiasm to the floor.
Now here's Exum. He's covered by Matthews. Nance against Middleton. Garland the pass to Exum. Just 5 on the clock. Pass to Henson. It's tipped out of bounds. Milwaukee takes possession. And here's what Cleveland's schedule is looking like. On Tuesday, they'll be matching up with Andre Drummond and the Detroit Pistons. And then on Friday, they'll defend home court against the Orlando Magic.
And looking at the schedule, it isn't ideal in terms of the upcoming games with the amount of quality teams they're going to be playing, but it's also a good chance for you to get some confidence and really see just how good you are.
Now here's Lopez. He's coming off a 10-point game against Atlanta.
Let's us not forget about the work on the glass, Kevin. His effort level was a 10 that night out of 10.
Now here's Nance, following the miss by Giannis Antetokounmpo. Garland with it. 20 points for him last game against Orlando.
And guys, the other thing that he did well was just facilitate the offense, pass the ball around beautifully in that one. Seriously put on a passing clinic.
Big miscommunication on defense. He recognizes it and quickly takes advantage.
Well, I know they don't have mobile devices out there for texting, so they might as well talk to one another, Greg.
Here's Exum, following the basket by Chris Middleton. Now Garland. No points in the game yet for him. Thompson dishes to Garland. Lopez with the steal. Middleton against Nance. Another shot. And Antetokounmpo lays it up and in. Antetokounmpo's got 12 points in the game.
Giannis right now getting hard work done on the inside to get some extra possession.
Now here's Garland. Tight defense on him. Clock at 6. They need this. And good. And it takes a nice bounce off the right iron and down. Garland's got his first 2 points. Bucks leading by 15. Antetokounmpo looking it over. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. Let's get some information from the 2K leaderboard. In about the last 10 games in the NBA, during that span, these teams have the most second chance points in the league. In the third spot, the Bucks.
I mean, you love their aggressiveness, not settling for one shot offensively, but really running down those loose boards and converting for extra points.
First free throw is good.
Well, his body control is phenomenal, and his ability to get to the line has always been impressive. That's a huge part of his game.
Ante Zizic is checked in for Cleveland. Sexton comes in for Nance. The Bucks also with the sub. Eric Bledsoe is checked in for George Hill. He hits both from the stripe.
You look at the youth movement here going on in Cleveland. They had a lottery pick to work with 2 seasons in a row. And now a college coach coming in with a bunch of young players. You wonder if some of their veteran guys might not be around the entire season as they look to continue to try to collect some assets to rebuild this franchise.
And Brent, the Cavaliers have been lucky with high lottery picks.
And they got really lucky with that #1 pick in LeBron James many moons ago, Kevin. But it's time for a rebuild here in Cleveland. And you wonder what the rookies that are coming in this season, along with John Beilein as a tremendous offensive coach in college at the University of Michigan, if this all doesn't help accelerate some of the learning curve for these young talented players.
That's good from Henson. Henson hits them both.
First in the East and overall best record with those 60 wins last year. Just a great season and a great playoff run by the Bucks. Unfortunately fell victim to a backdoor sweep in the conference finals.
Matthews no good. The Cavaliers trail by 15. Now here's Garland. He's been a reliable scorer for him as he's averaging up over 13 points a game. You know, Brent, the Bucks had never lost 3 games in a row all of last season until that Toronto series.
Think about how much that might impact what it is they rely on coming into this year, where they're not going to let that loss last year in the playoffs define them. It's a big learning curve. They had an opportunity. They were that close. They can hold on to that motivation all year long and get back to that opportunity this year in the playoffs. They'd be better for it.
Here's Exum following the basket by Chris Middleton. From deep. The shot by Sexton, no good. And so Antetokounmpo will bring it up for the Milwaukee Bucks. Here's Middleton. Good for another bucket. He's made half a dozen now. 6 for 8 on the night.
Focus from Chris Middleton like he'd been there before. I don't know if he saw the defense. The results were good.
And here's Exum. His last outing, he had 8 points. Pass to Sexton. Clock is at 3. Over Bledsoe. That's short off the rim.
And just not able to find the target from 3-point range here in the second quarter, although he did knock down 1 in the first.
And their balanced effort at both ends has hushed this crowd.
All night long, in control of the pace, and you don't want to let go of that rope right now.
Guys, they're looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
Timeout called the Cavaliers. And the shooting guard, Wesley Matthews, a terrific defender who has no hesitation, Greg, in taking that long 3.
A pretty good combination. Weathered an Achilles tear back in 2015, but has remained a steady rotation player.
Love's checked in for Cleveland. Osman comes in for Exum. Milwaukee also making some changes. Ilyasova, he's checked in for Lopez. And it's Korver in for Chris Middleton. Love kicks to Garland. Poked away. It's stolen by Antetokounmpo. Fast break, Milwaukee. Here's Bledsoe. And the jam by Bledsoe.
Offensively, defensively, they are in total control.
Yeah, the other team a bit concerned here. They're trailing, and the lead seems to be growing.
Cleveland's gone 2 for 5 from 3-point land since the end of the first. The pass to Osman. Here's Zizic. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. 5 to shoot. Passes it to Garland. To halt the run. That's tipped. And the shot clock expires. 24-second violation.
And while we got a chance, let's look at some numbers for Eric Bledsoe. Averaging 15 points a game, 6 assists and 4 rebounds. And you look at the numbers he's been putting up. Fantastic scoring production from him.
Yeah, hard to ask for anything more at this point. He's really stepped up, and he's really delivered.
Now, here's Antetokounmpo. Darius Garland missing his last shot. Right side Matthews. Here's Ilyasova. That's good, and he's now 3 for 4 from the field.
It's nice to see the confidence he shows on his inside game and ability to get the shot up before the defender can do anything.
A minute 20 left in the second quarter. Garland with it. Now Love. Once again off the mark by Cleveland.
All the energy is on the other side right now, and every miss just makes it worse.
Well, the other team is scorching hot, and they come down on this end and can't find a way to get the embers going.
The Bucks have been coming through at the charity stripe. They've made 7 of their 8 attempts. Free throw, good. Matthews. Matthew Dellavedova has checked in for Garland. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. Cleveland's gone 2 for 5 from three-point land since the end of the first. Dellavedova, the pass to Love. Dellavedova scanning the floor. Pass to Zizic, trying to get something going. Rebound, Giannis Antetokounmpo. Antetokounmpo's got 11 rebounds in the game. And it's Bledsoe off the drive, and he uses the glass on the layup. Bledsoe's got 13.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Now, here's Sexton. They've been leaning on him for a decent chunk of their offense. He's averaging over 15 points a game. Dellavedova with the ball. Giannis is there. Clock at 4. Launches it. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D. Seven seconds left in the first half of the game. Bledsoe for 3. And that would have counted, but his shot was off the mark this time. And through the first half, a pretty lopsided affair. Bucks ahead, delivering the blowout. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. Here with Chris Middleton. Chris, a big effort from you guys in the first half. How do you keep that momentum going?
Come out with energy, just try to keep pushing the ball and get stops.
We know that's Coach's emphasis, Chris. Thanks a lot. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of action following halftime.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody. Good to see you back here on our halftime show. Well, actually, we can't see you, but you can see us, but you get it. Ernie Johnson, Kenny the Jet Smith, Shaquille O'Neal. You're watching the NBA on 2K Sports. A tremendous game we're seeing from Giannis Antetokounmpo. He had 16 points, 2 block shots, and 1 steal. Kenny, your thoughts on the Bucks' first half?
Well, it comes down to confidence. From the opening tip, these guys had that swag. They had the attitude that you can't beat us, we can only beat ourselves.
Shaq, how do you think Cleveland played?
Well, with the way they struggled to defend the three-point line, it started to look like warm-up drills. They cannot be afraid to bring more defenders out high. They got to make life tougher on those outside shooters.
And that's going to do it for us here. The second half of action is coming your way.
And after a very lopsided first half, We'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in the second. You look at Antetokounmpo in this one. He's been everywhere.
Well, it didn't take him long to get that double-double. Already has it halfway through the game.
Yeah, guys like him love to stuff the stat sheet. He's doing it here.
And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. And on the floor for Mike Budenholzer starting the second half. Matthews and Middleton, the two wings. Giannis is the 4 with Lopez the 5. And it's Bledsoe in at the 1 spot. And since coming to the Bucks, Eric Bledsoe hasn't been asked to do nearly as much as he has in the past.
And for Bledsoe, that is a good thing, as he is best as a complementary player. Not scoring as much, but his decision-making and shot selection have vastly improved.
Mind the lanes. One shot.
We talk a lot about Russell Westbrook and the way that he attacks every game. I think in the Eastern Conference, Giannis Antetokounmpo might be the same way, just tenacious and full of energy, and he fills up the stats.
Exum dishes to Thompson. Back to Exum. Tries a 3. No good on the shot. And Milwaukee will come the other way.
And they've only got a slight edge on the boards, but it just feels a lot bigger.
And for the Cavaliers, they're shooting just 33%, struggling to get good looks. Out to the right wing. And here is Garland. Pass to Thompson. Shot clock at 5. Milwaukee with the rebound. Giannis has got rebound number 12 now. Tenacity on the glass. Matthews. And the shot goes in.
Another bucket down low. They've been the aggressors, taking the ball inside and attacking at the rim.
A little over a minute gone here in the second half. Exum passes to Garland. Thompson right side. Poked loose. Matthews with the steal. Giannis up top. And Giannis throws it down.
When you just look at the box score right now, he's not only filling it up with these points, but in every facet of the game.
Here's Exum. And looking at his production, he averages a little more than 7 points a game. Dishes it to Thompson. Over to the wing. 6 to shoot. Here's Garland. And the rejection by Giannis.
You talk about things at halftime, and then you come out and you go 0 for 3. I'm sure that wasn't up on the board.
They have a good plan going right now, and they're starting to create separation.
Well, the game plan might have been good, but you have to bring it together. Right now, their chemistry is something to be admired.
Now, here's Exum. And there's the foul. It goes on Wesley Matthews. That is his first foul of the game. Milwaukee on D. They haven't given up any points here in the second half. Osman, the pass to Thompson. Rejected by Lopez.
That's a big donut, folks, here to start the second half. 4 straight they've missed. It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
A great floor awareness says that Antetokounmpo has a sense for when the D has overcommitted or shifted his way, and then he finds where his teammate is open on the floor.
They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Back to Thompson. Lopez with the steal. Floats it up for Giannis. Very pretty alley-oop layup.
And that lob came from a mile away, and it was right on the money.
Talk about a long-distance connection. Second half of play, and we're 3 minutes into the third here. Thompson outside. He kicks it to Garland. They double him with Giannis. Garland the pass to Thompson. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's Exum. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. It goes on Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Yeah, the defender all over him.
The Cavaliers have gone 6 of 9 at the line.
And it's been an average year, really, at the free throw line for this group, only around 75%.
Two shots. Relax on the first.
That free throw, no good.
Well, Mike Budenholzer winning the Coach of the Year for the 2nd time, just has such a great mind offensively and came in with a new system for this entire roster, one that they embraced very early on. I think it was really important last year, training camp, establishing that type of confidence. It carried them through for the entire year.
And he's good on the second. And for the Milwaukee Bucks, Budenholzer, a big reason they were a top offense last season.
Well, we talk a lot about Bud ball, and you add Giannis Antetokounmpo in there, and Bud's ability to pair Giannis's unique skill set to the way that he wanted to play. They really changed a lot of what they did offensively, and it felt very, very seamless.
Shot clock at 6. From past the arc, and again Milwaukee with the triple.
And everything is dropping for them. Terrific second half run.
Well, with the confidence growing, that's one thing, but they seem to be getting more intense, and that's helping the quality of their play here.
Count it.
Thompson shoots such a high percentage on the inside, most of his shots coming around the rim.
And there's the pass to Connaughton. Bucks passing it around. Middleton finds Lopez. Count the basket. Lopez has got 11 points.
And the jump shot has been a dimension of this game where they've had a clear advantage.
Garland the pass to Thompson. Here's Osman. Back to Thompson. Passes it to Osman. Over Middleton. Antetokounmpo pulls it in. Giannis has got rebound number 13 for him here tonight. Here's Connaughton. No good on the triple. Well, Cleveland shooting just 31% in the game. Osman kicks to Thompson. Bledsoe right side. There's the lob. Antetokounmpo takes the alley-oop pass and dunks it down.
Antetokounmpo going to work now. These types of shots are pretty much in his range.
And taking care of the ball has been a problem for him.
That's something they've got to fix. While the defense has been good, a lot of these turnovers have been unforced.
Here's Osman. Back to Thompson. Pass to Osman. Just 5 to shoot. And there's another turnover by the Cavaliers. Here we are in November, and let's see how things are going out east in the early season. You look at the Bucks. Off to a great start this season, currently in second. And, of course, the Cavaliers, 6 games out.
And right now for the Cavaliers, so far it looks like the adjustments they made in the offense aren't going to produce the desired effect.
Well, lots of season left to go, so maybe a little too early to say that. The results have been anything but positive early on, but we've seen plenty of teams dig themselves out of big holes after early season woes.
Now here's Bledsoe. Back to Antetokounmpo. Over Nance. Here's Middleton. And finally they hit one. Middleton's got 17 now.
And with the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the driver's seat.
Osman, the pass. Oh, that was something else.
So pretty when Larry Nance Jr., even at his size, gets a chance to glide.
And so it's Bledsoe. He brings it up for Milwaukee. Since halftime, they've only allowed 5 points. The wide open look here for Lopez. No good from outside.
Rare you'll see him miss such an open look.
And it's Brook Lopez with the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game. And it's a completely new group on the floor for the Cavaliers. And then for Milwaukee, Lopez, he's checked in for Lopez. Ilyasova comes in for Antetokounmpo. And it's Hill in for Chris Middleton. Now here's Henson. He's got 8. Here's Dellavedova. Shoots a 3. The Cavaliers again can't hit. Milwaukee's gone 2 of 5 with the three-point shot since coming out of the break. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. Is on Colin Sexton.
With the way Ilyasova is able to quickly get a shot up, it throws a lot of the defenders off, and they end up fouling him.
And these are his second and third free throws tonight.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And he makes the first.
Ilyasova, with the height of a big man, he's very much at ease and has a great release.
And Cleveland making a change here. Zizic has checked in. The Bucks also with the sub. Korver's checked in. And both free throws good for Ilyasova. Cleveland's gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. Pass to McKinney. Lopez with the block.
And the space Lopez is able to cover on defense, using that size and length to reject the shots.
The shot by Sexton, no good.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
Hill passes to Lopez. Good, the assist goes to Hill. Lopez has got his first bucket of the night.
I'm sorry, that's poor defense down low again. It's been a mismatch thus far in the paint.
Sexton deciding where to go with it. That shot misses. Excellent D there from Hill. Buck shooting a tremendous 61% from the floor, hitting on all cylinders. Connaughton kicks to Lopez. Cavaliers with the rebound. Love's got 4 rebounds in this game.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
But he stays with it. Second shot opportunity. Here's McKinney. Rebound, Milwaukee. Hill with it. 8 points for him. Now the pass to Connaughton. With some arc. He can't get that one. And it's the Cavaliers taking it the other way. And at home for the next game, it'll be Detroit pulling into town. Now Dellavedova. 6 points for him. Inside, here's Love. Tries again. Ilyasova comes up with the rebound.
How about the timing he shows there to challenge that shot?
Yeah, not easy to do there, and that's a guy that you can tell takes every possession defensively very seriously.
Hill dishes to Lopez. No stopping him there. Jams it in as he's fouled. The chance now for a three-point play is on Colin Sexton.
One shot.
And the fun-loving personality Lopez has makes him a likable teammate. It's clear that they love playing with him.
Now here's Sexton. Love outside. Back to Sexton. Kicks it to Love. 6 to shoot. Offensive struggles continue, missing again.
And the shots just continue to say no in terms of fouling.
And it's Kevin Love with the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Porter's checked in for the Cavaliers. Wesley Matthews checked in for the Bucks. So it's the Bucks now. Since halftime, they've only allowed 5 points.
I don't think the defense does enough out there to bother him. I think that one's all on him. Just a flat-out miss. Well, he's too good a finisher to blow that kind of chance, but that's going to be a wake-up call to the defense.
And here's Hill, who will bring it up for the Bucks.
Yeah, the rookie class last year was very impressive, especially the top 5 picks earning all rookie first-team honors. Colin is one of those guys last year, 3rd among rookies in scoring, and really was good towards the tail end of the season.
Cleveland's gotten off to a very slow start from three-point range in the second half. They're 0 for 4. Lays it up and banks it in. Sexton's got 4 points in the quarter.
When you get physical like that, I don't think Sexton minds it all that much, able to play through it.
Outside Hill. He kicks it to Korver. Outside Matthews. Fires the 3. Love grabs the board. And Sexton, the 3rd rookie ever to average 16 points per game with over 40% from long range, and Brent over 80% from the line.
Yeah, a lot of that, Kevin, came late in the season as he tried to get his footing early on. Scored 20 points or more in 8 straight games. He was the first rookie to do that since Tim Duncan did it back in 1998. Yeah, the three-pointer has not been his weapon in this one. He had 1 in the first quarter and still 0 here in the second.
Porter outside. Good on the three-point shot. Porter's got himself on the board with 3 there.
Well, a big reason why Dellavedova is out there is because he can see who's available.
Hill kicks to Korver. On the wing, Hill, defended by Sexton, shoots it, and the basket by Hill. Hill's got 10 points in the game.
That's a nice looking jumper there. Love to see it when George Hill rises up with some confidence in his face.
Shot and game clock separated by 5. Sexton the pass to Love. Matthews with the steal. And it's Matthews with the jam.
Well, if you don't take care of the ball, fellas, that's what can happen.
Absolutely, Greg. That makes the turnover even more painful.
And the gamble paying off.
And stolen by Ilyasova. It'll count. And no luck with that time on the buzzer beater. And at the end of the 3rd quarter, a huge lead in this one may already have been decided. Milwaukee on top, just dominating this one. It's the NBA on 2K Sports from Cleveland. And now let's go back to a play from earlier as we show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
The coaches talk about it all the time, but to be able to play with that kind of feel, nice play, collaborating, improvising, and organic.
And there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the 4th quarter, but stranger things have happened. Brandon Knight is out there with Matthew Dellavedova. Then it's Porter. Then there's Kevin Love. And it's Zizic in at the center, filling out the middle. That's the 5 for Cleveland right now.
That's a huge part of Love's game right now. A catch-and-shoot player. He has great confidence in that shot.
Lopez right side. Lets it go from the wing. That misses off the backboard.
Not great numbers, but great effort in this one. Sounds funny, but I think he's been a positive for them.
Now here is Dellavedova. Defense is right there. Whistle blows. Bucket is good, and he'll have a chance at the line to make it a 3-point play. Player salary is obviously a large investment, Brent. What are some other investments that owners can make to help their team get better, either on the floor or off?
Massive one, Kevin, obviously, is in terms of your players' wellness and what it is that you're doing with your physical therapy staff, your strength and conditioning staff, because you want these guys available at the best and maximum potential physically that they can give you. A lot of teams, quite frankly, in the past couple of seasons, Kevin, looking into other ways, holistic therapies, mental approach that they can have mental wellness for their players as part of their programming. So teams that think you build some beautiful practice facility and just let the guys go bounce the ball around and shoot are absolutely missing.
Right? Yes.
Yeah, they're missing the boat on what it is that their players require, need to be complete as people.
The Bucks shooting certainly a key for them in this one. 55% from the field. And the dunk by Lopez.
At 7 feet tall, dunking is very easy for Lopez. Once he's this deep, the defense is in trouble.
For Cleveland, they've gone 2 of 3 from the field to get the fourth quarter started. Pass to Zizic. Outside, Porter lets the 3 fly. And the rebound goes to Lopez. Lopez has got 6 rebounds now in the game. Here's DiVincenzo. Over Dellavedova. DiVincenzo can't hit it.
Pretty lax defense there. He's going to see fewer and fewer chances if he can't bury those kind of jumpers.
Now here is Dellavedova. He's covered closely. Henson dishes to Knight. Rebound, Milwaukee. Lopez has got his 7th rebound here tonight. And now here comes Wilson leading the break. Brown. And another shot. Wilson left side. The shot's good. Brown making the play.
Changing ends quickly, getting the advantage in numbers and finishing. They've been doing it all night long.
Yeah, their energy level's been amazing. Battery bar still full, hustling and still working hard out there.
They get it back. Zizic, and he battles for the ball and gets the second chance bucket.
You don't want to ever give up points on the boards. That's the lesson for the team there. That's a hustle play to save points.
Here's DiVincenzo, defended by Dellavedova. Wilson the pass to DiVincenzo. Over Dellavedova. DiVincenzo gets the bucket.
Of all the action happening there, Kevin, it's the assist that jumps out to me there. That's just a great look and a great setup for the bucket.
And when it comes to choosing, Brent, the MVP, the Coach of the Year, the Rookie of the Year, all these different great awards, do you like the current voting structure for these big awards right now?
I don't mind the current voting structure. I don't know how you get away from what it is that, in terms of handing people ballots to figure out who it is that they think have earned those awards throughout the year, Kevin. What I don't like about the structure is that you have media members who are voting on things that have huge financial ramifications for organizations. And when that stuff happens with a player who's going to earn a supermax contract because he made an all-NBA team, what you're going to start doing is restricting smaller market teams from being able to afford the ability to keep their star player with the team. And so that needs to be fixed, and fixed immediately.
I do not like the media. Wait a minute.
Wait.
I am the media.
You are the media, Kevin.
Strike that. Let's rewind.
Can we delete that?
Shooting 2.
No good on the free throw.
And a coaching hire by the Cavaliers that caught most off guard. John Beilein had led the Michigan Wolverines for 12 seasons, their all-time leader in coaching wins.
Well, there was also talk the year prior about John Beilein joining the Detroit Pistons organization, so finally making the jump to the NBA, where it's a much different challenge. It's going to be very interesting to see how it is that Coach Beilein implements a lot of his offensive schemes that were so successful in college.
Now, here is Knight to the inside. Henson, and slam dunk by Henson.
Knight with a good job in the pick and roll, outstanding at getting through the defense and then using the pass.
Of course, Dirk Nowitzki spent his whole career with the Dallas Mavericks. We don't see that much anymore, do we? From the beginning to the end with one team.
No, but I think we're going to still occasionally have anomalies like we did with Reggie being in Indiana for the years of his playing career. Nate McMillan was in Seattle for his playing career, now coach of the Indiana Pacers. So there will be times where we'll have that once or twice. It's not going to happen very much, Kevin.
Not in today's
not in
NBA.
today's game, and not
sports.
with what's at stake.
For Milwaukee, they've gone 3 of 7 from the floor in the fourth. That's a 42% mark in the quarter. DiVincenzo passes to Wilson to the middle. DiVincenzo gets the bucket. DiVincenzo's got 4 this quarter.
Now, there are only a few players in the league who can hit a teammate like that in stride. Beautiful assist.
And so it's Dellavedova. He'll bring it up for the Cavaliers. Pass to Porter. There's the dish to Henson. Second chance shot. He takes it up and lays it in.
And all those second chance points have given them a boost here in the second half, and that's a great way to cut into the lead.
DiVincenzo passes to Brown. Right side Wilson. Here's DiVincenzo. And a miss there on the triple. Cleveland's gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the fourth quarter. And that one's good by Porter.
Some good court awareness that time from Brandon Knight. He's a creative guard who has a good feel for when his guys are open.
DiVincenzo passes to Wilson. For so long, the U.S. has been the country to beat in international basketball play. But there are some big-time challengers around the globe emerging.
Well, Serbia and Spain continue to be competition that the U.S. takes extremely seriously. And I'm not saying they don't take everybody that they step on the floor against with tremendous amount of respect. We know from years in the past that Argentina had its golden age with the players around Manu Ginobili and Oberto and Nocioni, but that seemed to be a timing thing for the Argentinian national team. Spain and Serbia will continue to be impressive and continue to push USA basketball in these international tournaments and Olympic play.
Now here's Henson. Now here's Knight. Here's McKinney, and the layup's good off the glass.
And they know for next time, don't let him establish position down low.
Yeah, when he's this close to the basket, it's a wrap.
Here's DiVincenzo. Pass to Connaughton. To the paint. And Henson pulls it down. Henson's got rebound number 10 tonight with that last one.
Well, his shooting has been a little bit below par. You think about what this lead would look like if he was on.
Cavaliers have got a pretty good rhythm going offensively, shooting 8 of 15 for the quarter. Porter against Brown. And that one's good by Porter. Porter's got 4 this quarter.
Well, that's how you draw it up right there. A screen to shed the defense, a quick move to the bucket, and you get the lay-in.
Here's DiVincenzo. Lopez kicks to Connaughton. Milwaukee, no good that time either.
And when you can't get anything to fall, it definitely gets in your head.
Especially if you're a player that doesn't get a lot of shot attempts. But otherwise, the mindset is, I just got to get the next one to go. And you don't want to put that much pressure on yourself.
Here's Dellavedova. Rebounded by the Bucks. Here's DiVincenzo. To the wing right side. Connaughton hits the three-point bomb.
He's just stretching him out. The defense has got to do a better job of staying attached to him.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the defense collectively was thinking there. You got to know where he is at all times.
Now here is Dellavedova. He's guarded closely. The pass to Porter. Outside Knight. Three-pointer. DiVincenzo with the rebound. If you were commissioner, Brent, of the NBA, would you add or alter any rules right now?
Wow. First of all, I think you get to fly on a really nice plane wherever you're going, and you get to go to any game you want to.
Yeah.
So sign me up
with
for that job.
With courtside seats, by the way, too.
Add or alter any NBA rules. I think the game is in a pretty good place right now, Kevin. And there's not much that I think is out there for us to change.
It seems like All-Star Weekend and the length of the season seems to be two pretty prominent things that continually come up.
Yeah, and as far as the question, I guess my head was going to things that are on the floor.
I was thinking that too, but I couldn't think of anything that really...
On the floor, it's tough to figure out something that could be adjusted. And I know Adam Silver and David Stern before him, all of their concern mostly is about
the game,
the optics of the game.
Yes, yes.
And right now, it's in a pretty good spot.
It's very pleasing to watch, there's no doubt.
Shooting 2.
And he knocks down the first one. Zizic has checked in for Henson. The Bucks also with the sub. Hill's checked in. And Brown drops them both. Brent, with advanced analytics becoming commonplace in the NBA, which stats do you personally hold most valuable?
Well, it's amazing to talk about effective field goal percentage. I laugh a lot
which is everything shooting. Free throws.
Yeah, well, I like to use true shooting percentage, Kevin, because that's where you adopt three-point shooting percentage, two-point shooting percentage, and your free throw percentage.
Everything.
But in talking to a lot of people around the league, general managers and coaches, I laugh inside to myself a little bit, like, well, so now shooting's important? Like what? Like now shooting's important around the league?
Right.
As if, you know, the time that you go out to start playing basketball, you grab a ball, you go towards the goal, and your goal is to make the shot. And so we're talking so much more about how much shooting is valued. Effective field goal percentage is tremendous, with true shooting percentage being not far behind.
So he gets them both. Well, in his rookie year, Dante DiVincenzo spent some time in the NBA and some time in the G League, and Brent got plenty of chances to learn on the fly.
DiVincenzo getting 27 games last year with the Milwaukee Bucks and a lot of experience in the G League. That's going to pay off, Kevin, as he's going to find out where it is. But when he gets into the game, he's going to have the most confidence. Mike Budenholzer and the staff have a program for him, and he's sticking to it, and he's ready to go.
And here's Hill, who will bring it up for the Bucks. DiVincenzo passes to Hill. Milwaukee, no good that time either.
Yeah, it's pretty much the only way to keep him from taking advantage of you down low. You got to play tough, physical defense. And just Shakespearean there, a smart read. Saw the defense was collapsing inside, so he wisely pulled up from the outside and drilled it.
Here's Hill. After the Cavaliers pick up 3. Goes up and finished off by Porter.
Well, if you don't take care of the ball, fellas, that's what can happen.
Absolutely, Greg. That makes the turnover even more painful.
And the gamble paying off.
Now here is Hill. Passes to Wilson. The kick out to Hill. Brent, a few players now host podcasts, participate with those elements, with those vehicles during the season. Any thoughts on that?
I think it's great. I think it's fantastic for our fan base and for our players to have an outlet, to have conversations and share a little bit more about their personality. It grows them as people, I think, Kevin, especially I've listened to J.J. Redick's many times over, and you learn something new, not only about players, but about their interests and how they're spending time. And I think if you were a young player, let's say you were a high school senior and you're a college player and you're listening to some of the things that guys are talking about in their experiences, I think it's invaluable for what it is that you don't know exists around a player in the NBA, and for you to start having considerations about how difficult the task is, how mentally taxing. So these things are great outlets for the players.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for Milwaukee.
They made more foul shots, and that was the difference.
That was a big advantage. The other team was defending with their hands instead of moving their feet, and they handed them a lot of easy points at the line.
And this will be a big win for them. Lucky win number 13 now in the bag.
And once the horn sounds, they're going to go up 2-0 in the season series.
And what a tremendous standout performance it was for Giannis.
He was really important under the basket, making the plays down low and getting position to pull in rebounds.
Now Knight. George Hill missing on the three. Outside Knight. Pass to Zizic. Out to Knight. There's the triple. Another three for Cleveland.
Well, at this point, they're just trying to get back in sync. You want to play a good brand of basketball.
The consistency definitely is a key to some of the playoff performing teams, and tonight they just did not find it in this contest.
And here is Hill. And so it's the Bucks taking care of business in this one. This crowd was stunned by the manner in which their team was dismantled.
You know what? Shocking. I don't care what the matchup is. You never expect a road team to come in and just cruise to the kind of win they did tonight.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Here with Eric Bledsoe. Eric, a strong performance tonight. What's been the difference?
We're getting out of transition, trying to get defensive stops. And everybody's just playing their game.
And it showed tonight, Eric. Thanks very much. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Brent Barry, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Have a great evening.